Hey everybody, it's Triple J, and welcome back to another episode of Bountiful Bayou here in City Skylines. Oh my goodness, it's been a little while, hasn't it? It has indeed. We have not been in this city for... Oh look, a building's on fire. We have not been in the city for... Oh my goodness, when was this last episode uploaded? It's been a little bit. I was in California for a couple months, and I was visiting. We were just basically staying and living and working with some friends. And so, but one thing that I forgot to have with me is this save file. So we weren't able to do any Bountiful Bayou while we were gone, although we were just sort of streaming some vanilla Skylines on Twitch. That was fine, but I did not have the Bountiful Bayou save file. So I was not able to build in the city, so it's been a little bit, and here we are. And I'm really, I was kind of perusing through the city before we got started, and man, I really like how this is turning out. I really like these, the highway networks that we have going on. Last time we did some metro, which I think will probably get adjusted a little bit as we open up some of these other areas of the downtown. But other than that, I think it's looking really, really nice. And I realize we are very close, under 200 people close to getting our next milestone, which is going to give us another tile, which is going to be very helpful. Although we kind of need 2 tiles up here, don't we? However, so I think what we're going to do is sort of try and see if we can't hit that, which I think we should. We're getting about 24... Yeah, I believe we put in this Washington Park kind of little district in here last time. So we can also put down some more like apartment buildings that run along this avenue. I think I'd be totally okay with that. And then maybe just, having a little pathway back here that maybe links up to this metro stop. But that should get us over the hump. Hopefully. These guys move in here, we'll just put this on 3 speed, see if we can't get that next tile, and that might sort of give us sort of a direction here, because again, we do have a lot of plans for over in this area. We need to bring this road through. The highway is going to be linked up in this area as well, but again, I think we're going to have a little bit of, we're going to need both of these tiles, so I'm not sure if we're going to get there in this episode. But the other thing that we could do to kind of boost some population is do some lakefront residential here. Although I know we put this in a few episodes ago, but I'm not sure. This just feels daunting to me, and I don't really know why. But it just doesn't feel quite like I'm ready to do this yet. Although I am starting to see just some small, just homes running along this area, but I want to add some sort of commercial element to this, and I don't know how that's going to work yet. That's kind of where I'm feeling a little uncertain, but yeah, this is coming along nicely, though. I think we'll do some more filling in over in this area as well. I think I might bring a road down from underneath the highway that can kind of cut. Oh, actually, maybe we can do that right now. So that could be really interesting. There we go. We hit our 28,000 for Capital City. Gets ships and university paths. We now have access to the harbor and the Eco Water Treatment Plant. American Football Stadium. Very nice. The Eco Advanced Inland Water Treatment Plant, which we're probably going to want to implement fairly soon. But first things first, let's go and buy this next tile. So it actually does give us a decent start. Yeah, this would also be good too. Future interstate. Yeah, we're going to bring that interstate around through here. Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, maybe we just purchase this plot here. And then that will allow us to bring this avenue through. And actually, it kind of looks like we could do all of this. Up here, I don't know what up here is going to be just yet. So that might work. Okay, new plan. Let's start developing this area. Let's get this from all these trees and all these woodland things. Now, what I might end up doing is just taking move it and grabbing all that brush. Honestly, boy, it's been a little while since I've played even modded, so that's really interesting. Will it take out the branches too? No. So yeah, you do need move it to kind of get rid of some of this stuff. I mean, it's not imperative we get rid of it, but again, if you're going to have assets on the map, these will get covered up by, you know, houses and things. But you also have to consider that it's still going to be underneath it, regardless of whether or not you build over it. So the game is still going to have to compute that it is there. So, you know, if you're trying to save a few frames, it can be helpful to do some of that stuff when clearing out areas. But let's get this flat as well, because we have a little bit of bumps going on. And it looks like we're sort of kicking out this height. Is there a reason? Is there a reason why this is so high? Wait a minute. Oh, did I not have access to this before? Oh. The reason that's so high is because I did not build that. I see. Okay. So we have to do a little bit of maintenance here as well. So let's just grab... Pretty easy fix here, but let's just grab all these nodes. Not that. That. And that. And then we will bring it down to that. Kind of keep that all consistent all the way through. And then this, we can just bring that down slowly. Just a little bit more. Have that sort of be a gradual. I know I could do this a little bit easier of a way, but right now I think I'm just going to kind of do it like that. Very nice. Nice little ramp up. And I think, you know, I don't actually know if boats are going to be able to get into there, to be honest. They might not. But that can be something we can look at in the future. So great. So we have that. That is really nice. So let's take a look at the heights here. And it looks like we don't really have anything of note. It's not like there's a mountain in here that I'm going to flatten. It just sort of looks like this wavy bit of terrain here that we can just sort of, you know, push out as needed for our purposes. Let's just get that nice and flat. Now we could, you know, we could do a little bit of, I don't know, some neighborhood, you know, little height there, but I don't know, and maybe we will. Maybe we will in the future. But for now, I'm also going to take the tree brush, and I'm just going to get rid of this. We'll put in trees later. It's just a lot easier to take a look at what you're doing with the heights and stuff and all that jazz. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay. Give ourselves a nice clean slate. Also, you miss some bumps sometimes when you have the trees over it. Cool. I don't want to push that out too much, but just a little bit. Okay. There's a little bit of a height variance here, but I'm not too concerned about it. It's so gradual. It's almost nothing. Okay, so then what the plan is the highway is going to wrap around. Yeah. Okay, so depending on, I think the highway is just going to wrap around and stop. Is that what our plan was? I don't actually remember. I think that might have been our plan, is that this was just going to snake around and link up to this. Because this was also going to come over, I think. We were maybe going to create another, like, overpass situation here. I think that was the plan. I mean, you can't you literally can't have enough exits from your to your city. I mean, there's just never enough. So the more, you know, the better. This was going to go under and around. Okay. Well, let's just kind of see how that's going to work. Now, getting rid of that is going to be interesting because they're using it. A lot of people are using that as a turnaround. But let's just see what we can do here. I still feel a little rusty. Kind of easing back into this thing. So yeah, it can kind of end. And then just turn back into that avenue. Or this could end on its own. You know, say, you know, at the tip of this here. I don't know if we're going to have access to that point. I mean, we might. Or like these islands up here. The thing is, we could always change it back, right? So I guess what I could do is I'm going to keep this elevated for a little bit longer. Say like there. And the other thing we could do is have a nice big roundabout. So this could come around, link up, have a roundabout. And then if we wanted to... Yeah, I mean, the reality is this is probably going to end up changing. So let me just drop this down. So we'll go out to about 12. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Very nice. We'll bring it to a 6-lane road. It's going to go about like that. That. Let me just turn this direction before I forget. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is essentially, maybe I'll go a little bit further. Let's go a little bit further with this. Say like to there. And then I'm going to make ourselves roundabout right in this pocket here. So let's just do it with this road first. So I'll go out by, let's make it, let's do 10. We'll do a 10 by 10 roundabout. That might be a little big, but at the same time, you know, okay, it's not a huge difference, but let's go out by 8. Make it an 8. You know, it's kind of, doesn't really matter that it's 2 units smaller, but at the same time, it might visually be a little bit better. Okay, so before we kind of dive into that, let's head over here and make this connection happen. So this is going to go, I think what I'm going to do is take this. I know there's a little bit of a difference in height here. That's okay. I'm going to bring this back. Yeah, because I want to make this turn, but then I kind of want to go straight with it. And then I'm going to go straight underneath. Okay. Move these pillars. Very nice. And this might not need to be a 6-lane road, but at the same time, this whole area is going to be an extension of this downtown, right? Because the commercial downtown is right here. We have the train station. There's going to be, I think, bigger buildings right here. So this is still going to be quite dense of an area. And then this is going to, like, curve, like, pretty gently, maybe straight again. Infrastructure on downtowns is so... There's just so much of it to do. And I kind of want to stick with the contours of the land, even though I know I'm, like, terraforming some of it, but I do want to somewhat stick to that. Okay, so then on the other side of this, let's go about there, and we'll turn. So... And I wonder if I can get... 178. I bet I can get closer than that. Am I overshooting it? I think I am. No, I'm not. 176. Why am I only 176? 179. I'll take 179.2. I will take that. Okay. So it's going to curve around. I think I like that curve. I'm actually not sold on it. So instead, what I'm going to do is this is not going to curve. It's going to go out straight. Again, doing some terraforming here, but it's okay. Whoops, that is not right. Gosh, I feel so rusty. Okay. So this will curve to like that. Okay. And then it's going to go straight. Actually, this should probably end. This should probably end like that because we're going to do another road because I think it would be fun to go out to this lighthouse. So perhaps this is sort of another smaller roundabout area. And we could have a... Oh. So what we could do here is sort of a smaller, like, let's say, like a 5x5 roundabout. And then we could have a bypass lane that's turning right. So you avoid the roundabout altogether if you're turning right, maybe? Or even going around. I don't know. I don't even know if that makes any sense. But let's just... Did I also line this up perfectly with this? Almost. Pretty darn close. Again, so let's go up to about there, and then we'll go up to about there. So let's get this. Let me make sure that this has the pieces in play. That. And I'm going to go like that. And 5 might be too small. Well, I say that, but then I got what I wanted there. I can mess with this with move it. Okay. It's obviously a mess right now. Let me get this straightened out a little bit. And I kind of don't mind if it's... Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I guess that's not too bad. and then we can have another road, a much smaller road coming off of this, like a bike lane or something. You know, I don't exactly know where this is going or what that's going to be yet. But let's get this in play. We'll do a single lane road. And I think those lines will go away when I delete these. Yeah, and they do. So it's going that way, that's going that way, and that way. Okay. So something, you know, along those lines. Again, I think I'll upgrade these to potentially these 3-lane. And that's going to mess up. Oh, there's a little piece in here. I'm not. There we go. And then these will just be, I guess, 2 lanes. Can I? Oh, is there a? I'm missing some. There we go. 2 lane, 1 lane. Maybe these should be 3. I mean, and they are 3 going into 3. That might be really excessive for this area, but at the same time, maybe not. Guess I'm not really sure what's happening. Okay, so then over here, I'm gonna delete that, and we're gonna roll. I suppose I could roll this right into this roundabout. Now that I'm seeing it, yeah, let's do that instead. So let me preserve the integrity of this. We're going to do the same thing over here. I love making roundabouts. It's actually one of my favorite things. I really, really enjoy making roundabouts. Much more difficult in, you know, vanilla to do this the way you want. Yeah, let's go out to that. And I know that that doesn't look quite right. But I can do that. And then I can slide right into that roundabout. I think that'll be really good. Looks pretty snazzy, I think. Yeah, nice gradual in and out. Upgrade that bit. And that's going to be a real nice entry. Just a direct point. I'm just going to lower these a little bit, so it's not as dramatic of an entrance and exit. Okay. Cool. That's actually probably one of the cleanest ones I've ever made. Hopefully hopefully the traffic looks just as smooth as I envision in my head. That out and that out. Okay. Boom. Make that. And that is a very nice looking roundabout. Now again, I think we should maybe have something else coming off of this, but maybe not. Maybe there's a smaller arterial road that we could use. It comes out here. But I do think this one was going to come up and over this. So I think maybe initially I thought about bringing it around, but I don't think that actually makes sense. So this whole area, kind of how I'm seeing it is, we're going to split this in half. So this will be big buildings on this side of the highway. And on the other side, it's going to be, maybe we're going to kind of just gradually lower it down to regular residential, and then we'll grid the heck out of this. I think this will all be gridded suburbs. And we can make them fun, fun grids. We're going to play inside of this, right? This is our box to work inside. And so now that I'm seeing this, kind of wondering. Let's see how good I am at this. 76. 76. 75. 179.8. I will take that. Yeah, that's cleaner. That's a cleaner, nice little curve there. But that needs to be raised back up to ground level. And of course, we're right up against the coast, but I think that's okay. Could add some like fishing or something going on in here. But there we go. So now people might use this to go all the way around. Yeah, they're going to use this as a turnaround, which I'm not loving. But that's kind of the way it is. Oh, this pillar is completely in the way. Like, completely. Any other pillars over here? Okay. Nice. Okay, so now that that's been defined, what might be good here is, now that I just saw that little snippet, I was like, oh, let's get rid of that. But I wonder if this could serve as a tunnel. Like a tunnel underneath and go over here. A smaller road, perhaps. Like the 4-lane. Like something like that, maybe? It's really close to the highway. But maybe that's a little awkward. I would feel better if this had the barriers. Can I get ground level, please? Where's my ground level button? You know, something like that for just this little piece. Maybe. That could be a fun way to get underneath the highway here. So, you know, we go, I don't know, like this maybe to about there, and then we go up. Yeah. And this can even extend like underneath the highway in this direction. And, you know, we could just start to create avenues. So like that. And then another one coming off. So I kind of like the idea of these avenues being, I almost want this to follow the highway. Even right up against the highway. I don't know for sure. Yeah, like something like this. I don't know. What I don't know for sure is if I want on-off ramps on this side. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I guess they have access here. But then these sort of create, you know, we can create grids within this sort of interesting network of these larger avenues. And then, you know, grid that however we want. We can angle them in a couple different ways. And that'd be pretty cool, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, everybody, time has flown as it does when we play City Skylines. We didn't get a whole lot done today, but we did talk about more about infrastructure, which I know we talk a lot about, but it is really important when it comes to figuring out your downtown areas. And this is the most planning that I ever do. I mean, again, like all the planning literally took place in this episode. I didn't really plan out anything else besides this. So I think it's good to talk through it and sort of define these areas. But again, we're just kind of making it up as we go along. And you can always change it later when it doesn't work. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one here in Bountiful Bayou in City Skylines. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.